When someone says you should use a product or service, you are skeptical. You should be, which is why Myers Auto won't ask you to trust them for your vehicle repair and maintenance. However, they will ask you to trust their customers.
My name is Jeff. I've been going to Myers Auto for about 4 years now. It's nice when you can deal with the owner of a business. And for me, dealing with Dwayne, he goes out of his way to take care of you. It's always going that extra mile for your customer.
Find out for yourself. Myers Auto, just north of L on 140th Street.
When someone says you should use a product or service, you're skeptical, and you should be. That's why Meyer Auto Service won't ask you to take their word about their vehicle repair and maintenance, but they will ask you to trust their customers.
Hi, my name is Lon. I'm a customer of Myers Automotive Services, and I'm here to tell you I've had a lot of mechanics in my lifetime, but Dwayne stands head and shoulders above the rest. Go see Dwayne and the boys, and they'll treat you right.
Find out yourself. Meyer Auto Service, just north of L at 140th Street.
Like a dog without a bone, an actor out alone, riders on the storm.
I think it's because everybody and their mom, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Everybody and their children are using Zoom now.
This is true.
Oh.
And you know what's funny is I never thought, of all the things of 2020, who would have thought video conferencing wars would be a thing? You got GoToMeeting and you got Zoom, you got Google Classroom, Meet, it seems like everyone has their own Meetup service now. And I never thought that would be a thing that was competing for our attention in 2020.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I was introduced to Zoom probably about a year and a half, 2 years before it was COVID, before COVID hit.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at it and it was all right and stuff, but they didn't have it like all the way there yet. And it was still like the website wasn't as great. But I mean, they didn't have much of a choice. As soon as COVID hit, Zoom was like, it was ride or die for that company, man. They got rich in like a week.
Yeah, they really did. You're right. Cause they went from being like, I probably had used Zoom 8 times in my entire life up until this year. And I have now used Zoom 347 times.
And that's just recording this podcast. Welcome to the 347th episode of Zoom that we've recorded since COVID started. Thank you all for joining us. This is We Should Be Better at This. My name is Chris Donovan. That is Eric E. Lecky.
Eric E.
Eric E. Lecky.
Is it like Robert E. Lee or something? Like I'm some sort of Civil War general?
I thought you had a middle initial for a moment, but I totally realized you didn't.
Yeah, well, I don't. Our song up front is appropriate. You did Riders on the Storm by The Doors, and obviously that's appropriate because there's either weather happening where it's 9,000 degrees or there's hurricanes. There's no in between.
No, and then if you're lucky enough not to actually be in either of those, you're dying from a disease.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, I kind of see it, I think it symbolizes 2020 in such a great way. It's you're either in a heat wave that is making people keel over from like heat exhaustion, or your house is blowing away in a hurricane.
Mm-hmm. Or you're getting shot at by people that are anti-protesting, or you're getting,
What is anti-protesting?
Should I put in the sounder for what's got me going, or what the hell burns my skin, or what the fuck it's called?
No, you know what? It's just really sad. I'm honestly just really sad for our country and where we stand, and I pray a little bit every day that we just kind of get over this. And I honestly think that we're just gonna have a civil war to kind of end it.
I know. It's going to be sad when it comes down to another civil war. It's going to be so horrible, because it's going to ruin so many people's lives. But I want to read a verbatim text I sent to Eric last night. I said, "Dude, the world's going to explode tonight."
Oh, and actually, wait. That actually brings up a good thing. We have 2 different ways of dealing with this. So you were going to deal with it one way, and I was going to deal with it the other way. How are you going to deal with last night when we all thought the world was going to end from rioting?
I was just gonna. I said it seems I'm trying to read the stuff that won't get me in trouble. Hold on. You said you were gonna stay away from the news. You were just gonna watch some dumb comedy movie and laugh.
Yes, thank you for editing some of that.
Yeah, and then I said I'm kind of watching it just because I want to make sure that I'm not totally out of the loop. And you said I think I'm doing a game night and turning off all electronics.
Yeah, which we did. We wound up doing board games, and let me tell you, I am extremely happy with my choice to do so, because I just think there's enough stress in life that do we really need to add to it? I watch things get blown out of proportion. I watch other things not get blown into proportion at all. Things that should be big deals aren't, and things that are big deals sometimes aren't worth it. And
Are you just covering up the fact that you lost Monopoly, like as the first person to your youngest daughter or something?
I never lose Monopoly because I will cheat before I lose Monopoly.
I know you will. I've done that before with you, and I've let you cheat because it was day 3, I think, and I'm like, holy shit, man!
Yeah, you know, the older I get, the more I actually hate the game Monopoly because I really despise the game at this point. But when I was younger, I was a pretty hardcore Monopoly guy.
Well, it's a good game, but when they started going, you know, Monopoly Apple Edition, Monopoly Dog Edition, Monopoly Groot Edition, like it got a little bit out of hand.
We used to go down to Mexico. We had a little house down there, and we would go down there every other weekend just to kind of hang out.
Yeah.
And we had a Monopoly down there, but it was completely in Spanish.
Oh, nice.
Including the money and the houses and the I mean, everything was completely in Spanish.
Okay, hold on. How do you say Ventenor in Spanish?
Ventenor. El Ventenor.
Okay. I wanted to make sure because that's one of my favorite ones. Okay, keep going.
But the game would not make any sense. It's really hard to play without, you know, it being in English. And so we would just drink, and then eventually everyone's slurring their words anyways, and it doesn't matter that it's in Spanish.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, was the exchange rate from pesos to dollars kind of hard to grasp near the beginning?
Yeah, because it was back. This is such an old game. This is back when the peso to the dollar was like $1 million to for $1. So it would be like you just landed on Community Chest, must pay, or you landed on Chance, must pay 9,227 pesos for your tax rate. It's like that's the equivalent of $75.
I love how you whitened up that statement by making all of it in English except for the pesos part.
Well, you know.
I mean, like you weren't reading the Spanish cards; you just saw the number.
We just saw the number. We were trying.
Okay, so did you ever try to play Monopoly and just like keep score on a piece of paper on how much money you have?
No, we used to play what we called David Letterman Monopoly, and it was because of one time watching a David Letterman episode, he described how he played Monopoly.
Okay.
And basically, in free parking, you put on Go, you put a shot glass filled with tequila, and on free parking, you put a shot glass filled with tequila.
Okay.
And if you land on free parking, you have to take the drink. And when you pass Go, everyone else has to take the drink.
Oh my god!
So what happens is by about the 4th time around the board.
Oh my god!
Basically you play until the board starts spinning.
The board spins, or when it's covered in vomit.
Yeah, well, when the board starts spinning, that's when the game ends, and it's great because the game ends after about 5 trips around the board.
Exactly. And when the game starts spinning, everybody just start playing what is that? Connect the dots or whatever. God, how come I can't remember the easiest, dumbest
Connect
game
4?
in the world? No, the one where you put your hand on blue, put your foot on Twister. Yeah. When that starts spinning, everybody just start putting your hand on the floor and pretend it's Twister.
By the way, Naked Twister is how 2 of Chris's kids were born.
2? Well,
2.
Yeah, but my wife doesn't know about those.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I edited your text earlier. You could have at least given me that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes, yeah, thank you. By the way, so we did play Riders at the Storm at the beginning to lead off the show. There's obviously a hurricane going on hitting my new state of Texas. Actually, really, it's hitting more Louisiana than anything else.
How's it hitting your state of denial?
I have a river in my state of denial.
Yeah? Is it denial?
It's denial.
Do you have a bunker? Do you have a basement? Do you have an iron tub or something? Like, what do you have?
No, this is Texas. We just shoot guns at the tornado or the hurricane.
So you have guns. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, just if you shoot enough weapons, I think, I'm not a scientist, I think that stops the hurricane in its tracks. Well, you want to know why the hurricane went over to Louisiana, didn't enter into Texas? We shot at it.
It was shot at it. Well, maybe. I mean, if there's people protesting, you can get more anti-protesters out there with guns.
Doesn't that sound like, remember that stupid movie, The Day After Tomorrow or something like that, whatever it was about, like, all of a sudden overnight the world freezes over or whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound like the plot of, like, whether it's Sharknado or a Day After Tomorrow movie where it's like, guys, if we get together all of the weapons in town and we fire them at the same time, it will create a ballistic effect that the wind from the bullets will meet the wind from the hurricane, and it will create a vacuum effect, thereby dispersing the entire storm. I could picture that being a plot.
Coming this fall, Bullet NATO.
Hey, this story writes itself.
Bullet Hurricane. Hurricane. No, Arsenal explosions. Bullets. Would you say shockwave?
Ooh, God, what is it called when a not a tracer. What's like a good caliber, high caliber tornado?
Yeah.
Like
something. We're onto it. Okay.
Well,
all right.
But basically, so I wanted to ask you: have you ever been
Tried
in
shooting a gun at
hurricane, tornado, anything like that?
No, I can't say I've been in a hurricane or a tornado per se, but I used to live in Washington State, and I lived at the bottom of this mountain with no trees, the tallest mountain in the U.S. with no trees. And the winds would get up to 70 to 80 miles an hour.
Did they put that on the water tower in town? Like, that seems like a long thing. Like, is that your claim to fame? We had the highest mountain that didn't have trees.
No, but they put a plaque out there, but it blew away. No, but for real though, it got windy, like in a single wide trailer, like 75 mile an hour winds. It was pretty nuts, but that's about all I can say for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I've lived through earthquakes and, hail and marriage.
Wow, that was good. I was in a tornado actually, and it was oddly enough in the state of Arizona. I was on a vacation with my dad when I was younger, and we went to go see the Grand Canyon. And we were driving back from the Grand Canyon, and we saw it was a hot day. It was a really hot day, and way off in the distance, we kind of saw this cloud, and it started to funnel down, look like a mushroom. And my dad said, "Oh, isn't that what tornadoes look like when they start?" And I said, "Yeah, but we're in Arizona. We didn't think there was tornadoes in Arizona."
Yeah, exactly.
And, sure enough, that it started going closer and closer and closer to the ground, and then we heard on the radio this, the emergency report saying there's a tornado. But we thought, "Oh, it's way over there." And then it's just, as we're driving, we're passing under freeway overpasses, and we see people parked under the overpass.
They stopped?
Yeah, and they're hiding up there. And my dad and I, we're from California. We've never even seen bad weather. And so we kept driving, and we're like, why is everyone stopped and hiding under the overpass? And we kept driving. And then pretty soon, my dad goes, we're going so slow, I don't understand it. And I said, well, step on the gas. He had this old truck. And he goes, I have my foot to the floor. And we were going about 45. Oh. And then we looked behind us, and it had touched down on the road behind us. And it was literally like sucking us in. And he was flooring it and couldn't get away. And then it was one of those, let's find a freeway overpass and hide underneath it. We had no idea what to do. And it was just like, he had it floored, and we were going about 45 miles an
hour. Oh, that's scary as hell. Yeah. That'd be kind of fun though. How old were you again?
That's probably like 12.
Did you pee your pants?
No, but I was excited. This is
great.
Did
you spill your beer?
No, I probably had a little 12-year-old erection or something like that.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, there you go. Yeah. I just went to the wrong side of the force.
Hey, I also got a question. How come, the hurricanes, they always get the names, right? Why do we have to name the hurricanes like cute little people names? Why aren't they named like fuck you, asshat, destroyer, Lucifer, hellballs, dick smasher, or something that's like intimidating? It's like Hurricane Dick Smasher is about to make landfall.
I think that would I think that people would start getting a little bit more scared if they were named those.
Yeah. Hurricane Sphincter Titan is wreaking havoc on the Florida Gulf Coast.
I think you could have just left Sphincter, and that would have been kind of fun. Hurricane Sphincter coming up through Louisiana, might go through Mississippi, but it's definitely going to hit Atlanta.
Or why not start using? Listen, I got an idea. Okay, after a hurricane passes, there's a lot of cleanup that needs to happen. There's a lot of, towns that need to be put together and all that kind of stuff. Why not sell naming rights to a company, and that money gets used to help rebuild the time? So if it's Hurricane Pepsi, I know Pepsi at first wouldn't want to be known, Hurricane Pepsi destroyed, and killed 50 million people. But think about it. Your sugary drinks kill 50 million people a year anyways. So why not Hurricane Pepsi? Because every news person talks about it and they use the name. You're getting, it's like better than the Super Bowl. You're getting advertisements from everywhere. You're getting advertisements after it ends. They'll say, remember back in 2015 when Hurricane Payless shoes ravaged through town, and it combined with Hurricane Enterprise Rent-A-Car. And
Man, that was the worst year for shoes and cars.
I know, that was a really bad year for rental cars. But you know what I mean? Like, why couldn't we? Because what if you said it's $100 million to buy the naming rights to a hurricane?
Okay.
And you buy the rights to the hurricane, and all the money goes towards rebuilding to that emergency response to rebuilding the area.
Okay, so then it would come down to stuff like this. Plan B, hurricane. Always protecting you the next day.
Yes. Trojan condoms. A rubber would have kept the hurricane at bay.
Dyson. We didn't do this one.
That's a good one. Yeah. The Chick-fil-A, the hurricane brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Hurricane closed on Sundays.
Yeah, right. Sorry, we can't help you on Sunday.
Can't help you on Sundays, guys. Don't care how much you want that hurricane.
And
can't happen.
And if you're gay. Remember? They don't like those people.
Or like tourism. This hurricane is brought to you by Las Vegas, Nevada. What happens here stays here. Unless it gets blown away.
No, and it's like, and we don't have hurricanes. Or something like, when that next hurricane comes through your town, just jump on a plane and come to Vegas. Because here, we don't have wind that blows. We have other things.
Wow. I don't know. I just thought it was a clever idea. This is why I belong in politics. We got to get me elected somewhere.
I agree. And I think I belong in advertising. I could just be the pitch man, and that's all I do. I just sit in the room and start yelling stuff out. It's like Tourette's, creative Tourette's. That's kind of like with this podcast.
Wait, that's the name of our marketing agency, Creative Tourette's Industries.
CTI?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Sounds like an infection. I think, I just got a CTI. Well, that's from you peed too much and you have a yeast infection.
Or it sounds like some sort of technical college.
Certified
Technical Institute.
Yeah. Where did you get your degree? Oh, I got it from CTI. I got it in nursing, automotive repair, and data entry.
And data entry and business ethics.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
I got another story for you.
All right.
So I was reading the story of a woman who won $1 million at her local Indian casino. I think this was in it was somewhere in the Midwest. It was like Missouri or something like that. Missouri. So she won $1 million at this Indian casino. She wanted to do something nice, and she wanted to write a check to her favorite charity for $10,000. She accidentally filled out the extra zeros and wrote the check for $1 million, and the charity will not give the money back. So I got a question for you. Let's say this happens to Mr. Chris Donovan.
Yes.
How the hell do you explain that to your wife?
Oh, I burn that bitch down. I don't care. I'm going for that charity. I don't give a No. How do you explain it to your wife?
How do you explain it to your wife? When she's out celebrating, she's telling relatives, she's making plans and spending the money. Okay, Chris, we could pay off the debt, and we could buy a boat, and we're going to pay off the house. In fact, we're going to buy another house, and then we're going to do this. And you go, I don't know how to explain this to you. I gave some money to charity.
Yeah, I would. I would. Well, I mean, it depends on
how much money did you give to charity, Chris? I mean, it's okay. I mean, we have the money now. I mean, you gave them like $1,000?
No. I was going to give them 10. Is that okay? I thought it would be okay.
Wow. I mean, 10,000's a lot of money, but you know what? I'm just glad we could afford it.
You know, I love you, right? That's what you say next, right? That's like it's always like, you know, I love you, right? Okay, well, I gave him a 10,000, and I put the decimal point in the wrong spot.
You gave him $100,000. Oh my God, we can't afford that. That really eats into the
one
money
more
that we
decimal.
Wait, what? You gave him?
You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, right?
You don't wear glasses. I just bought
right
some.
now.
I had $1,010 in the bank account. I spent the 10 on buying glasses, so you wouldn't punch me.
I don't think that's a thing anymore. Now it's like, hold on. Let me set my phone down.
Yeah. So honestly, when I heard that, I was like, wow. Now I kind of think it's shitty of the charity to not give that back. But at the same time, the charity's like, you wrote the check for $1 million and we cashed that check and we've probably already spent that money. What do you want us to do? Like, I'm sure the charity has some, I guess I guess they have a right to that money. I'd still be a
They
little.
don't
or
have a
would
right.
go
I
to the
mean,
well,
if I won $1 million and I was going to write a $10,000 check and it was an accident, which I don't know how the accident was made, and then you called the charity and they said no, what kind of charity are they? You know, it's like, okay, well, no, I meant to write it for the, and then they'd be like, no, I want to keep the money. But what charity was it? Does it say what charity it is? Because
no,
I'm sure
it didn't
I'm
say
sure,
what charity it was in the story. I'm sure the charity didn't want their name out there. I just thought it was interesting. Yeah, and then
it's probably their charity. They probably created the charity so then they could donate it. It's a tax write-off for them. Then nobody has to pay taxes on it. The charity keeps it, and now they are the CTI Institute.
That's They really want to help. Chris, that $1 million will go a long way into helping people with their nursing education, their truck driving certification, and their data entry degree.
Exactly.
So, by the way, if you won $1 million like that, and let's say it was straight up $1 million, taxes have already been taken out, everything. Because that's obviously a pretty dumb thing to do that they did.
Yes.
What would be the smartest thing that you would spend your money on, and what would be the stupidest way that you would waste that money?
Oh, God. The smartest thing I think I'd spend my money on would probably be a lawyer. Because as soon as people found out they'd be coming after you for whatever reason they wanted to.
Yep.
The dumbest thing I'd probably spend that money on? A lawyer? I don't know. I'd probably go out and buy something shiny to put on my truck or something stupid.
Like one of those Rolls Royce, what is it? The thing that sits on the hood ornament for a Rolls Royce, the kind that sucks down into the Rolls Royce when you park your car, but you put it on your like Dodge Caravan.
Ooh, I've always wanted a hot air balloon.
Ooh, there you
That'd
go.
Be fun.
That's a perfect answer. I would waste my money buying myself a hot air balloon and learning how to use it. I think my smartest thing I would do with the money is I would take all of that money and I'd buy 3 or 4 houses. Yeah. And then let them pay the money for the next few years on the house of what's left on it, and then sell it in 10 years and cash out $3 million or $4 million for my $1 million.
Okay, that's a good idea.
The stupidest thing I would do, what about just throwing a party where you hire like the Rolling Stones to play like your birthday party?
On a boat.
Yeah. And there's only 3 people invited.
In Italy.
Yeah.
where it's like the white party, but Puffy's white party, where everybody's got to wear the same color clothes, and it's only like sushi and really elegant upgraded food. So who would be invited?
Well, I mean, let's see. I think why not throw out invitations to people who it's like a shot in the dark. Like I hope that they say yes. Like Scarlett Johansson.
Oh yeah, ScarJo. I could go for that.
All right.
All right. Paul Rudd. He's a fun guy.
He would be a fun guy on the thing. Now we need some alcohol, so I'm going to invite the guy who owns Bacardi.
Oh yeah, we can actually do that, huh?
Right. Because maybe he'll provide a yacht, and I won't have to pay for it. He probably has some mega yacht.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to think of like couples I'd like. Oh yeah, they'd be dope to hang out with. My wife and I always say that Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell would be a fun couples to hang out with.
I think so too. I think they'd be a real fun, like have a few drinks and some food and play like a game with them, kind of a couple.
Yeah. We definitely had to have Seth Rogen there. He's coming for obvious reasons.
Yeah, except for he would probably get busted at the airport with his duffel bag full of weed. And
do you think that he's gonna have like not a private plane?
Oh, that is a good point. But I don't want to pay for it. I mean, $1 million.
Too late.
A lot of that million is going to go towards paying the Rolling Stones to play the show and renting the yacht and flying everyone out to Italy. So I got to be careful with the rest of that money. So instead of food like hors d'oeuvres, we're just going to have pizza rolls.
Oh, nice. Air fry them. I'll be fine with that.
Well, yeah, we got to like, save money where we can.
Am I even invited to this thing?
You'd be invited. I mean, I do need someone to serve the pizza rolls with little toothpicks.
That's fine. I'll be a stowaway employee. I'll go down. But that is a good idea, except for the Rolling Stones part, considering they probably don't know what money is anymore, and probably can.
So, no, I think it's quite the opposite. I think they'll do anything for money.
Oh yeah,
because when they go out and play concerts, did you know in 2019 when I saw them, most recently.
Okay.
They were the third or fourth highest grossing music act of the year worldwide, and they played 16 shows.
Yeah, because they charged $500 a seat, right?
Exactly. And they made tons of money from merchandise, and they get a cut of all food concessions and all that.
They have some Depends merch
I mean,
and stuff, right?
So that is a band that they have figured out. They're like, yeah, all you guys that go around and tour and go from town to town and have to ride on the bus and spend 280 days of the year on tour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did 16 shows and we made more money than you. So screw off.
You can do that once you get to a certain point, but it does take time.
Yeah. Well,
if you think about it, it's like they used to do, 1,000 shows a year for like $10 a ticket. Now they're doing 16 shows a year for $1,000. So it's plus their audience that's alive still has a little bit of money.
Well, yeah, that's true. There's no poor people that go to a Rolling Stones concert. No. Hey, I would like to play a little Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, hooray for Hollywood. It's really got me. Hooray. 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 Hooray for Hollywood.
All right, what do you got?
Alrighty, so in honor of the hurricane, I decided to pick movies that are basically a hurricane or extremely hard rain hurricane.
Okay.
That is our theme for today's show. The first one up, I think we've both seen, but I'll be honest with you, I can't remember if I hate this movie or I love this movie. So will be a good one for us. This movie came out in the year 2000. It stars George Clooney and Mark Wahlberg. They're captains of a fishing boat that is about to go all kinds of wrong, and it is The Perfect Storm. What do you remember about this movie?
I remember that being a really good movie. Actually, John C. Reilly's in it.
I love him. Isn't he great in every role he's in? I love him.
I like him in serious roles more. He was really good in that one. He was really good in Gangs of New York. He was really good in
him. And who's the other guy? Robert Duvall is another one that like anytime as a side actor.
Yeah.
There's these certain actors that if you give them a lead role, they're not as good, but you give them that secondary role and they're perfect for it.
Like Gene Hackman's that way. Gene Hackman's a really good second. Yeah, no, it's a good movie. It's a really good movie. It's based on a true story. So that's I guess what enticed me first to watch it. But the graphics were pretty gnarly, and when this came out, that's when they just started the second or third wave of CGI. So,
and I do remember being like, "Wow!" Those as someone who grew up in the ocean and being deathly afraid of that those kind of big waves. I remember seeing it and going, "Holy crap!" They nailed the animation, the CGI.
Yeah, no, and this is one of Clooney's first. I'm a movie actor now. I got big boy pants on movies. Because it was about 97 he started coming into movies. 98.
Yeah, in 1998 he made that one with Jennifer Lopez, Out of Sight. He was still kind of like this. Probably was only his third like starring movie.
Oh yeah, and then it was From Dusk Till Dawn, which was on there, but that wasn't. That was
right, but he was still totally unknown at that.
Oh yeah, he was that guy from Roseanne and ER.
So, what do you think the critics? Now, I think I remember liking it, but this is one of those things, special effects movies where the whole movie's based around a special effect. Typically, I don't know. I think a lot of people downplay it and they think it's not. They don't think much of it. But I'd be interested. I'm going to go ahead and I'll go first on this one. I think the critics probably liked it, didn't love it, but it was a good movie. I'm going to say a 65.
Wow, you're going low on that, huh? Okay, I'm glad you went first because I was thinking higher than that. I think it was a good movie. I think the critics liked it. I think it got good reviews, and I think since it was based on a true story, it got some respect. I'm going to say more like 85.
85. Okay. Next up, this movie just came out pretty recently. I have not seen it, but it got really good word of mouth for a smaller release.
Okay.
And it just came out in 2019. It is an action-packed creature feature that's fast, terrifying, and benefits greatly from a completely great cast of actors. Crawl is a fun throwback with just enough self-awareness to understand that it shouldn't take itself seriously. So that is 2019's Crawl. So
I don't even know what this movie is.
So it takes place in, I want to say, Louisiana. In fact, let's see. When a massive hurricane hits Florida hometown, Haley, played by Kaya Scodelario, don't know her, ignores evacuation orders to search for her missing father, played by Barry Pepper, finding him gravely injured in the crawl space of their family home. The two become trapped by quickly encroaching floodwaters, and as time runs out, they escape the strengthening storm. Haley and her father discover that the rising water level is the least of their fears, and on the cover, there is a crocodile. So basically, because it's in Florida, as the floodwaters rise, now the crocodiles are like coming into your house.
Oh my God, that's creepy.
Yeah, but you know what? It was meant to be a kind of like cheesy, stupid movie, and it was like an indie release movie. It got great word of mouth to the point where even I heard about it and thought about. I haven't watched it yet.
Thought about it though.
Hey, you know what? Thinking about it is pretty. Let's be fair here, guys. Thinking about it was pretty strong. It's actually on Amazon Prime Video right now, so you are able to watch it. I have not watched it, but I might watch it because it sounds like kind of fun.
If you watch it, text me. Maybe I'll watch it and we can talk about it.
All right. It is rated R, so...
Oh, never mind. I'm not old enough.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You got to be over 17. But what do you think the critics thought of this flick?
Oh, I'm going to say low. I'm going to say a 5 just to be safe because I have no idea. 50. So it would be 50, right?
Yeah, I'll say 50. So I was going to say 52, so I will say 50 as well.
You say 52, 52, 52.
I meant 50 as well.
No, 52, 52. I got it written down.
I have
keep
a feeling that the audience score is going to be much higher, though, because like I said, it did have really good word of mouth, but I can't imagine critics liking this movie. All right.
Yeah, the alligator thing would turn a lot of people away from it.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine a serious critic going, oh, that's, pretty cheesy and stupid. All right. Now, I have a movie that I know is bad, and I remember seeing it a long time ago, and I thought it was stupid. This is from 1997. It is released as a thriller rather than a disaster flick because the story involves an armored car heist that they're trying to pull off with a hurricane approaching. And the movie is from 1997. It is called Hard Rain. Okay. But here's a cast of characters. Like, if I just told you the name, the plot, and the cast of characters, you'd want to see it. So watch. Hard Rain. They're going to try and rob an armored car thing during a hurricane. Mm-hmm. And it stars Morgan Freeman, Christian Slater, Randy Quaid, Minnie Driver. And it's got a lot of great side actors and all that, too. I mean... You tell me those cast of characters, I'd be like, okay, that could be pretty good. It wasn't in that time. Especially in that time period.
It wasn't 90s. That bad. It wasn't that bad. You hated it? I remember it. I remember it very vividly, actually.
Oh, I remember this like being a big bomb because it was in the box office. It was in the theaters for like 3 weeks and then it was gone.
I just remember, wasn't Morgan Freeman the bad guy ultimately?
I believe he was you're right. I believe he was the bad guy.
At the end of it all, he was the bad guy, and Christian Slater was supposed to be the good guy. And this was right off Christian Slater's run, I think, of...
Oh, he had like a bunch of movies in a row that was...
Yeah, he was in Robin Hood around this time, and he was doing quite well. So I think it was... they were trying to just force him into another movie, probably. He probably signed some 20-movie deal and got stuck.
This is true. Christian Slater is kind of like... that you ever play the Kevin 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon game?
Yeah, you could do that with him.
Christian Slater is kind of in the same boat. In fact, like, watch. Give me another actor.
Will Smith.
William Smith, if you would be so kind.
Call him Billy.
Well, he was actually in the same movie Where the Day Takes You with Christian Slater. So that's a 1 degree situation. Do you want to give me another one?
Yeah. Let's do Christian Slater to Brad Pitt.
Ooh, this is a tough one. But Brad Pitt and Christian Slater linked together in True Romance. Once again, in the same movie. Brad Pitt's one of his first starring roles.
Should have seen that one coming because he was coming up around the same time.
Give me one more. I'll do this one more time.
All right, one more. Okay, Christian Slater to Halle Berry.
Ooh. Halle Berry. Ooh, that's a tough one.
Oh my God, is Eric speechless? You should write this down. This is like history in the making.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Berry. Shoot.
Is this too hard for you?
Okay. Hold on.
How many you got? You got 6, right? You can get there probably.
Shoot.
You're not a very big Halle Berry fan,
okay.
I see.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Wait a minute. Holly Berry
Okay.
was in the movie The Flintstones, the live action movie The Flintstones.
Yes.
Special guest voice on that, or not guest voice, but like cameo on that was Jay Leno, because of his big chin. On all the Flintstones had like the big chins. So
Yeah.
Jay Leno was like, I think he was like the mayor or something like that.
Okay.
Jay Leno was in the movie Igor, about Igor, the assistant. It was a cartoon movie with voiced by Christian Slater.
Ouch! You are digging deep.
Yeah.
You are
hard
picking
rock.
stuff out of a back pocket.
Ooh.
I would have
Anyways.
gone Halle Berry to some X-Men character and then took it that way.
Oh yeah, you know what? I bet you I could have. Yeah, you're right. I could have done that. Anyways, so
Yeah.
that's the end of my Kevin Bacon stuff. 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, Christian Slater. What do you think the critics rated the movie?
I'm gonna say the critics rated this one probably pretty low. I would say probably like a 44.
Oh, and I was gonna say a 40. So I think we're thinking the same things there. So I'll start backwards and work my way up.
Okay.
So
I will do math the best I can.
Okay, so Hard Rain, which, by the way, I got to read you this review. It's only a one-line review of the movie. Hard Rain is pure water torture. I thought that was pretty good. Okay,
That's
so
a great review. Oh
it
my
really
God.
is. Critics absolutely despise this movie. We were pretty close in the grand scheme of things. It got a 30, which,
Okay.
man, that's pretty bad.
That is
So
pretty
we're
bad.
pretty close there. Then the movie Crawl. This is surprising. We both said 50s because I just like you felt, even if this movie is good, once you start talking about floating alligators coming into your house
Yeah.
and all that, you're probably losing some points. Now I kind of want to see this movie.
Okay.
Crawl got an 83 from critics.
Wow.
And the audience gave it a 75. So basically, the audience and the critics both kind of liked this movie. And all the critics basically say it's super fun, it's exciting, it's filled with a lot of tension, and it's well done. That seems to be the...
I'm gonna watch that today.
Yeah, that actually sounds pretty good.
Hell, let me put it on right now. Computer, turn on that movie.
And then finally, Perfect Storm. I think this is where I get you. We were both pretty damn close on this. Perfect Storm, the critics did not like as much. I said 65. You said 85. This movie came in at a 57.
Oh yeah, you killed me. Oh wow, that's really low for that movie.
That is really low. You know what? That movie deserved better than that. That movie was not that bad.
And it was probably the critics that are usually doing movies and stuff. Like the critics that are reviewing now, like actually embrace CGI as part of the story. Not like, oh my God, they should have done that differently with actors and water and fake noise.
And fake noise, yes. All right. Well, that ends that one. Did you have anything else? How are we doing on time?
No, we're good on time. I don't have a whole lot going on. I mean, go to This Is Funner. We got some stuff going up there. I did want to talk a little bit about the fact that when I texted you earlier about that reality show that I taped.
Yes.
Yeah, we got an email from the producers, and they're like, "Hey, just an FYI, we're casting season 2." So I sent it over to you, and you're like, "Maybe, but I think my whole entire family would die."
Yeah, I mean, we really don't. I mean, it's a survivalist show, and I'm in. I mean, I would take. I just started my new job, and I would still figure out a way to take vacation to go do this because I would love to do something like this. I have a feeling, though, my entire family would be killed.
Yeah, and I just noticed that it films October, December of this year, which means it's going to be in winter, which means it's going to be cold.
Oh, well, I was telling you in the text chain when we were talking about it, I said, like, we've only been camping as a family twice, and one of those was one of those van campers, which was definitely not roughing it. So if we had to go out there and they were like, start this fire and chop down this tree, my whole family would be like, we're done, we're out of here. I would be doing the whole thing myself while they all watch it.
Yeah, no, but that would be great TV.
It really would, because it would be it would either be I would get killed in some sort of accident. I mean, there would be some sort of
you'd fall off a cliff, or
totally. I mean, that's just gonna happen.
A cougar jumps out of a tree and ate his head,
or my family gets so sick of me trying to get them to do stuff that they actually just rig something that looks like an accident. I mean, either way, I'm in trouble there.
Yeah, no, I would totally believe that your oldest and Monique would do that.
Yeah, absolutely. My youngest has my back, but everyone else actually is, I think, trying to murder me. My theory is they're putting a little bit of poison in my food every single day so I don't notice it.
Really?
Yeah.
Why, you got diarrhea?
Never
mind. Don't answer that.
I haven't checked my pants, but
Okay.
it feels a little wet, but that could be the sweat. So I don't know.
All right. Go to thisisfunner.com and check out some stuff. Eric's got some books up there. I got some podcasts. And then if you are interested in this survivalist thing, hit us up through there too. You can find us, or you can follow me on Twitter, Chris_Donovan, or he's at Sinatra's Rat Pack. I got to get going. I got to go watch this movie called Crawl about alligators that go through houses.
All right, man. Well, that sounds great. I think I might watch it too. And until next time, I don't know, kiss your wife. And if not, I'll kiss her for you. If not, we'll talk to you next week.
Wow, that's fun.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Like a dog without a bone, an actor out alone, riders on the storm.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, oh, sorry. We were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.